dudes.
Represents a clear and present danger to the national security of the United States.
You have no idea what men are.
Good evening, and welcome to Clear and Present Dudes, the podcast that says, hey, that's not Jack Reacher, that's Jack Ryan. And tonight, we are giving you a quick update about some of the extenuating circumstances which have thrown off our schedule. But fear not, we will also review Jack Ryan Ghost War, the brand new straight-to-streaming feature film in the John Krasinski continuity of St. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. I am Mike Timbar. I am joined as ever by Ruari O'Toole.
Hello.
And Sanya Bjorkton.
Hello.
Chaps, first I have to apologise on behalf of myself alone, for the massive L that is my short notice work trip. I don't want to talk about what it is, but what I will say is that spending the last 3 months rinsing Pete's Hegseth on this podcast for screwing up a particular maritime choke point has come back to roost spectacularly for me. Needless to say, the podcast is not really affected. We will pick up where we left off, but we'll probably be on a hiatus for about a month or so after this episode goes live. And when this episode is playing, I will already be at sea and unreachable. So to that end, we decided to have a chat about a film that Sanya and Ruari watched together in meat space.
Yeah, we certainly did. Fuck me, man.
Which I've watched about 80% of. I was watching it until I walked into this room and started recording this pod. So I'll let you guys talk about it.
We have an international incident on our hands.
Whatever it is, I'm not doing it.
A radicalized military group.
They're intelligent. They're dangerous.
And now they're sending a message. Welcome back.
I said I wasn't doing it. You nervous?
Why the hell would I be nervous? You're in this with me.
To tee it up, Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan Ghost War is a 2026 action thriller written by Aaron Rabin and John Krasinski, based on a story by Krasinski, directed by Andrew Bernstein. This is his first feature film, but he has got a very long TV resume of some great pedigree. And he has now directed what appears to be, at my first glance, an advert for Dubai and Emirates Airlines. Let's talk about Jack Ryan Ghost War, baby.
It's all so upsetting. But Sanya came to visit and stayed in me and Emma's house, which is much too small for a gigantic Teutonic beast like Sanya, this gigantic 6-foot-something motherfucker coming around the hobbit hole and banging his shins against tables and stuff. Sanya stayed for a few days, and we were going to watch Widow's Bay, but you need Paramount for it, and it's on Poob as well. But Poob's been closed down because the FBI arrested all of Poob's executives. We sat down and we gave in to temptation, or rather, I gave in to temptation and said, "Let's watch the new Jack Ryan film. I hope it's good." It wasn't. It was. It was just a horrendous letdown to watch. It made Sanya so viscerally angry. It made me despair. It made Emma comatose. And it made Sanya just incredibly, incredibly pissed off. Sanya, what do you think of it? Having, at the time, never seen any of the Jack Ryan TV series, having only been exposed to the Jack Ryan Cinema Le Kino of the actual films that weren't just long-ass adverts for Dubai and other companies, which I'll rag on later, by the way. Sanya, go.
Shit.
Don't hold back, man. Don't hold back.
One word, 4 letters. That's it. Really, you've two said it at this point. I'm going to say it. It feels like an ad, even when it's not obviously sponsored by product placements. Every single camera angle, every shot is just like something you'd see in a car ad or in a holiday advertisement that lacks any soul. It feels like it's trying to sell you something, but it doesn't know what it's selling. And if you eventually figure out what it's selling, it's going to be shit and something you don't actually want. It has that sort of weird grayness to it that is very, very bland and makes a lot of it not really sticking and not worth remembering. And for some reason, it's also fallen into that modern trap of, I'm going to give everything a blue hue and remove all the color from the film to make it more cinematic.
You say
For some reason.
You say a modern thing, but that's like noughties into tens, and it's kind of fallen by the wayside. We've rediscovered color, I think, in cinema lately, and that is actually quite dated. But yeah, I totally agree with you, though. It has this sort of the slick soullessness of a car ad, where, you know, in theory, the people who have made it, obviously, like technical excellence or whatever, have made something that technically ticks all the boxes, but actually I felt nothing looking at it. Standard streaming slop in it, adults oriented content for people who don't go to the movies anymore.
Feeling nothing is absolutely correct. Circling back to the car advert bit, there was one point when a few Range Rovers turned like off a country lane down a corner, and I literally said, you'd expect there to be a voiceover going, Land Rover driven by perfection or something. It's an advert. It opens pretty much and the comms in this film piss me off, right? The communications in this film piss me the fuck off at the start of it. It virtually opens up with a close-up of some super secret MI6 agent using a fucking Baofeng UV5R radio, right? To coordinate his team. You picked that shit up, right? Did you see the frequencies it's on too?
No, I didn't. I was barely watching.
Right, okay. So
this film turned me off like immediately.
It's so the Baofeng UV5R, I don't know if it's an actual Baofeng or if it's the eCynic knockoff because they've like peeled off the little sticker, but it's an item that you can buy on Amazon, by the way, because I've got one, and for not much. It's a very Amazon coded product. What pissed me off big time was the frequencies that the guy has got it on. I've literally got a photo I've taken of the screen. This is really autistic. I was going to put on Emma's Please Be Patient hat, but I didn't. UV5R, it's like a 2-frequency like radio. You have like 2 frequencies on. One of them you like listen to, and one's like scanning on kind of thing. So the one that it's like set on is 155.500 megahertz. It's like, and according to Google, that's like maritime frequency. Like that's like a generic fucking maritime frequency used in the Nordics. This isn't like some mega super secret like. They didn't even try to make it look like a fucking satellite phone or something super encrypted, right? Like this is like fucking this is the block of plastic that every prepper in the US has got. Because
I don't think they were anticipating that you were going to watch this film, Rory.
No, they fucking didn't actually. They didn't count on my level of autism. But it's like no fucking wonder this incredibly shitty fucking team gets picked up and schwacked because they've got a guy just talking on unsecured fucking channels saying, "Oh, I've got to go this, do that, get out, bad guys are coming." Fuck you.
There was a lot of really realistic stuff in the film at that point. I want to highlight. So, like every single Dow has got like non-compliant lights in accordance with the international rules for friendly solutions at sea, and that is extremely accurate for that part of the world.
Fucking get in. Good. I'm glad we got some accuracy, but they just got that from filming on location, didn't they?
Okay, but you can't hear porn on the radio though, so that's wrong.
Yeah. Ming. Fucking the building has an advert for Damak, which is it's not a Damak and Jalad at Tanagra. It's the fucking so Damak is, people who don't know, an Emirati real estate firm with very close links to a certain orange shit gibbon, and it's very controversial. It's built some really shit buildings in the past. It's got sketchy links with really sketchy people. Damak is so sketchy, if you Google it, Google AI refuses to generate an AI summary of it. Wow. You know, now that's weird, man. That's weird to me. There's bunches of adverts for Damak and stuff like that. There's this horrendous bit when, like, the first of many rubbish chase scenes kicks off when he has a song going like, "Welcome to Dubai," and it's like, fuck off. Go away. Go to hell. A significant amount of Jack Ryan and Emma, the female lead, it feels like fan fiction, especially at the end when like she gets shot and he's like
Oh.
erotically like checking her wounds and stuff, and it's like it's okay, your name, it's gonna be fine. It's terrible. It's like something from like an archive of our own, man. AO3 coded behavior.
I left the living room to come in here before that happened.
Oh yeah, she got shot. She doesn't die, obviously. We've also haven't even hit the fact that Jack Ryan and Kathy Ryan have separated and are not and she's not in the film at all, which is bullshit. It upsets me. It upsets me, man. It's like, I don't even think that this Jack Ryan's Catholic, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm surprised that I'll see him when he turns to the camera mid-foot chase and goes, I approve of artificial contraception. You know? It's so fucking bad, man. Honestly.
Right,
sorry.
So, for the audience who haven't watched it yet, who we've just spoiled a big portion of the film for, what I was hoping was to be a non-spoilers bit, which I probably should have run by you first. Right, so this movie is about Jack Ryan. He has left the CIA. I've not watched all the TV seasons, so I don't know the circumstances for that. He is now working at Wall Street, much like Chris Pine was in Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, where he gets like kidnapped by the CIA briefly by Greer in an amusing foot chase. And then some bullshit happens in Dubai, and it turns out that the movie's about, broadly speaking, there was like a bilateral American like CIA MI6 op right after 9/11 to basically hunt down and through all means necessary, including rendition, like track down all these terrorist groups and cells and stop them. And basically it was like gloves off stuff in the early noughties and a bit of a shady bit of everyone's past. So like Greer's probably not very proud of it, but he's a bit touchy about it when they talk about it later on and stuff. Plot of the movie is the British side was run by this guy called like Liam Crown or something, and he's back and he wants to make a big point to the world that's got soft and woke, that if
Because of
by-
woke.
by taking our feet off the neck of all the terrorist stuff could happen again, and I'm going to show you by doing it myself, and recruiting the same terrorists that I had previously stopped. You know, like 20 years later, go, yeah, sure, we'll get back in the game. so I've got like images of this British guy like trotting around like the various Middle Eastern countries and catching these guys as they're like axing like wood in their front gardens. Go on, like, I've got one last job for you. And they're like, what was that? What are you fucking talking? What you saying to me, infidel? And I'm like, yeah, I've got, I want you to work for me, actually.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
bomb
yeah,
Tower Bridge.
Hello there, mate. Are you Omar Bakshi, leader of Hezbollah? I've got one more jaunt for you, my old mucker.
I
Fuck
actually
me,
contacted
man.
him on LinkedIn.
That's fucking
Senior
terrible.
explosions manager for the Middle East.
Senior explosions manager. Also, a thing that really spins my bitch wheel is that the existence of this like super secret multinational counter-terrorist agency, by its definition, precludes the existence of Rainbow. So this is not a timeline where we'll ever get like the Rainbow Six kind of content, and that sucks. Ding Chavez doesn't make an appearance in this film, yet he does in the last season of Jack Ryan.
So the greatest missed opportunity of this movie is actually the lack of Ding Chavez himself.
The lack of Ding Chavez himself. I mean, we're all aware from like watching the show, if we watch the show, that like John Clark also doesn't exist in this universe. It seems Matisse and Mike November are kind of like joint avatar of him that like, puts some of his qualities into them, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll never get like a cool like Rainbow Six tie-in thing, which fucking sucks to me anyway. It's just the characters in this don't act like they did in the show. I mean, I enjoyed the show probably more than anybody else in this room, I think. And I'll put my hand up and say that the first two seasons, I mean, the season when the United States ended up attacking the capital of Venezuela and taking kinetic action against the president was sorry, technical difficulties here.
You're not thinking about that didn't happen in in Jack Ryan. That happened in February.
And fucking, it's just I could angrily rant for a long time about the minutiae, how even calling the unit Starling pisses me off because the bird code names are pretty much exclusively for intelligence assets ran by Mary Pat Foley, with whom I'm absolutely devoted to, and like I would fight in the streets for Mary Pat Foley. She's great, and the film sucks ass, man. It's so bad. Uber Eats advert.
Yeah.
The anti peer-to-peer sharing propaganda You saw that, the whole Napster thing. Oh, I use Napster. Oh, use Napster, old man, dickhead loser. Fuck you, man. It's like, fuck off. Fuck off, dude.
Yeah, the whole thing was just really cynical, isn't it?
Mm.
So my kind of main takeaway, if I was to like kind of bundle it up into like a soundbite, was that even though they've thrown a bit of money at it to make it like a quote-unquote globe-trotting adventure, Dubai, shooting on location in London and various crab bases around the UK, a little bit in New York, yeah, like despite that kind of extra money being thrown at the Jack Ryan property, it still felt like a TV movie, and it lacked a bit of imagination, and it lacked a lot of heart for me. Like I felt like a lot of stuff was happening on screen. There's a lot of exposition, a lot of very serious people saying serious stuff, but like there was no points to it in terms of like character development, people learning things, moral and ethical conundrums being encountered. There's like a sort of, I guess, a tentpole scene where Jack Ryan and James Greer are having an argument about this Operation Starling and like what it was like immediately after 9/11, back when Jack Ryan was a Ute and James Greer was on the front lines, the tip of the spear, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, you don't know what it was like, man. Like, it was a dark time. Like, America was under attack. And I was like, there's a moment here where, like, James Greer is going to, like, apologize for Abu Ghraib or something.
Yeah.
It was really dodgy. It was getting to, like, dodgy stuff. It was like, and I think a braver film might have, held the mirror up a little bit more harshly at, like, Guantanamo Bay and rendition, and maybe they might have admitted that the war in Iraq was illegal, at least on a faulty groundings. I just missed opportunity there to actually say something with the film you were making. If it's a boy's own adventure, then fine, okay. If it's a political thriller and you want to talk about politics, then do it. This is a weird like mishmash in the middle where like it's unsatisfying in either end. The action isn't thrilling enough for it to be an action movie. The politics isn't like held so high for regard for it to be interesting politically to like watch and crunch over. You know what I mean?
It's
just mindless dad
film.
TV. Yeah, that's it.
It's an absolute nothing film. The action sequences are pretty much exclusively just kind of dull CQB, in like fucking unexciting corridors and derelict-ish, half-finished office buildings and stuff.
There's a car chase around a bit of central London around that one-way system. It's the same one-way system as a car chase around in National Treasure. Like the same route. That's the same route. Yeah, it's a one-way system. Yeah, there's only one route they can go. Yeah, sure, but it was funny.
I like Tanya's comment at the time is how he was saying, once again, it's a film with a car chase with vehicles that don't have a reputation or ability to go fast.
In a city which is ordinarily too congested to stay in a car chase as well.
This is part of what felt like lazy writing. So apart from there used to be an interintelligence agency thing in the backrooms bit.
Backrooms.
The main plots going on in the foreground is there is a brown person in London. They have a bomb. We're going to blow up Tower Bridge, but the Met isn't sure if they can block it off because there is traffic. There's traffic on Tower Bridge in the middle of London.
The thing about this,
are you taking the piss right now?
The thing about this is that as a plot, right, isn't inherently bad. It's just handled really badly in this film because, like, I don't know what it is. There's just no character to it. There's just no, like, it doesn't feel like anything. But you take those exact same, like, events as you've described and put them into, like, an episode of Slow Horses. Well, I guess it could be thrilling television. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there are any stakes to it, and especially if you compare it with other Jack Ryan things taking place. I mean, for Red October is obviously a bit way over there, but if you've got Nuclear Armageddon versus we've got to block off Tower Bridge for half an hour, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing just seemed a bit, like, shonky for me.
It's just like the whole, oh my God, Governor, we can't shut Tower Bridge. There'll be traffic. It's like, it's fucking London, man. And like, oh no, we can't shut Tower Bridge just because the stupid old CIA says it. It's like, fucking do it. You're letting the CIA run around London with fucking rifles and sidearms and shoot people. You're going to be okay shutting down a bridge for them, mate. You know? And eventually they do it anyway. It's like...
I managed to walk past MI6 twice last week and I didn't get shot either times, by the way.
Yeah. So what I find interesting is it just sort of misjudges the character of London as a city as well in that sense, because like if there's one thing that London is pretty, realistic and pragmatic about, it is terror. Like in the wake of like 7/7 and the Westminster Bridge attacks and stuff, I think if people go, oh, there's a terror threat, oh, okay, fair one, yeah, like we don't want to have a repeat of fucking 7/7, do we? Or the events of Skyfall. So you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. It just seems to be a bit like the other thing that I thought was really unrealistic is you've got this guy, this Liam Crown guy, national hero, Victoria Cross recipient Liam Crown, who, right, he's the one who's fed up that that the American hegemony over the Western world has waned, and his good work from like doing rendition and stuff over the past is now like fading into irrelevance. He's the one who's pissed off about it, and the Americans aren't. Like,
it's stupid as fuck. All he wants is his old job back. It's just really silly.
yeah.
Like it's when like you kind of grind it down to that, it's the guy who just wants his old job back, and this whole thing was just a really fucking elaborate and ultimately fatal like reapplication for his role for him. Success. Also, Sanya, sorry, I've got to actually here because you mentioned the Met being involved, but as we know from watching the film, it's not the Met. It's the Greater London Police. God bless the boys and girls of the GLP, the Greater London Police, ladies. I can understand Silent Witness calling it the Greater London Police because it has done in the past. There is like literally a fake TV police forces wiki. And it's in Silent Witness among others. It's just wild to me that like a big ass Amazon production can't just call him the fucking Met,
Yeah, there's branding guidelines for the Met, I think. And there's probably like any big organization will have PR and branding guidelines, like just as the Royal Navy does and stuff. And they probably don't want to be names as being involved in it.
That's fair. I wouldn't want to be involved in this film at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the GLP thing's interesting. So you get these little pockets where they standardise these deviations from normality for these organisations. So like Greater London Police, because there'll be cars already made up with like the livery on, and like costumes and stuff flying around somewhere, and like existing livery and that, and like production companies will just go, well, we have Greater London Police already, and we've got this car which has got like the number plate on the roof to sort of a police car, so it's not a real police car, and all that kind of stuff. The one I thought was interesting was the one in Line of Duty, which is just City Police.
Amazing. It's a differentiate from United Police.
Yeah.
The police sure are competent at user location.
Yeah, I know, right? City Police. It feels like it's like the police force that would have been in Crimea.
That's like fucking Your Name Police, Your City's Name Police. We're back to the fan fiction again.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, poor Sanya had to sit through me pausing and rewinding and then dismissing the immediate adverts that come up when you pause on Prime Video just to see the Greater London Police patch on one of the firearms unit guy's arms. I'm sorry, Sanya. He knew the risks when he moved into the Hobbit house.
Yeah.
Popping off about all the fucking spawn con and all the goddamn product placement. Cisco telephones. You catch that? The amount of fucking Cisco phones in this goddamn thing.
It's legit though. I've worked with the Americans and they do all use Cisco phones.
Yeah, but it's still fucking painful to witness because there's these lingering shots on the brands. It's not as if it's like a blink and you'll miss it. It's not like the kind of film when you've got like kind of pause it to see what watch the guy is wearing because he's pretty much fucking shoving his citizen right in your face, you know? Like it's fucking FedEx. There's loads of like shout outs to FedEx. It's really fucking bad. It's egregious. It's incredibly egregious. And obviously, as was said, the film carries an insane amount of water for one of the worst regimes in the world, you know, for one of the worst places to live. Something I said when we watched the film is like the MI6 agent is managing to run around one of the world's most misogynist fucking places as an openly alone and armed woman, and it's like, no, it's just very silly.
Yeah,
Maybe
it is a
she's
bit.
just armed so she can walk around alone.
Yeah, but I mean, that still wouldn't that would buy her another hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great. It is interesting though that we are smashing this film to bits for featuring it, and I think it's only fair that we continue that that tradition and smash Mission Impossible for doing the same thing as well. I don't want to say that this is any worse than Mission Impossible without throwing Mission Impossible Full Ghost Protocol under the bus for the Burj Khalifa, but also is it Dead Reckoning? It's the first of the Reckoning movies. They spend a lot of time in that new airport in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. So that sucks. That sucks as well.
Devastation of the saga of the IP. The fact that it's a globe-trotting adventure that doubles back on itself and goes back to Dubai. It's like, oh my god, no, we're fucked. We can't succeed there. Okay, now we can succeed there. Now it's cool. You know, the server hasn't been moved. Still fine. Still there. Still chilling. When you're globe-trotting around, you don't tend to kind of circle back in general. It's not really It's not really a trope of these kind of films. And people use the word trope like, oh, tropes, it's bad, but it's not really a regular storytelling element when it comes to a globe-trotting kind of thriller like this. You know, it should be more linear. It starts in Dubai, it ends in wherever, you know?
Yeah, the whole point is that you're showing off like the grandeur of your story.
Yeah.
By showing off all these exciting locations from all over the world.
Yeah.
You don't tend to circle back to the place you start. Well, it's not even the place you started from. It's the second place they go to. It starts in America. I mean, yeah, your opening scene is in Dubai, right? I'm with you on that. That's a cold open in Dubai. But where Jack Ryan enters the story, he's working in New York. He gets bundled away, goes to like Langley or whatever, then gets on a plane, goes to Dubai.
Yeah.
So you've had Dubai, America, Dubai, Britain, back to Dubai, just Dubai, and that's not cool for me. I think in terms of like if you're doing a globe-trotting adventure movie, you're absolutely right. You tend to like dot through a bunch of locations. We did talk about this in our group chat a few days ago, and I did say that the only exception I could think of off the top of my head where it wasn't a really bad thing was Dear the Jackal. That's not really a globe-trotting adventure. It just happens to be that he goes, well, it kind of is. So he starts off in France because that's where he meets with the dissidents.
Yeah.
And takes on the job, goes back to London, researches the job, kind of goes around the Alps in the preparation, gets his special gun.
Yeah.
Re-infiltrates the country while the manhunt's going on via a land border, works his way back to Paris where the event is happening to try and kill Charles de Gaulle. So that moves us back to France. That's fine because there's a through line there of like the French authorities trying to track him the entire time. So it's a French story. But with this, it's just like, it just seems really cynical. Like there's no reason why any of this stuff could have happened in different places. It feels like a product that is driven by how could they get the tourist board of Dubai, how could they get tax breaks for filming in London, how could they get as much spawn con as they possibly could shove in there. The Uber Eats getting delivered to that fucking RAF base.
That was agonising.
That was agonising, yeah. RAF Abington. Filming location for Rogue One, if anyone's wondering. And yeah, it was just in my head in. Other filming locations you might have realised or noticed. Greenwich Naval College, was featured there, which is a filming location in Thor: The Dark World, but mainly Patriot Games. And also, actually, doubles as the Houses of Parliament in Poldark. If anyone's seen that.
The new one or the old one?
The new one, yeah. Cool. I say the new one, the one that's like 15 years old, but is the new one, yeah.
Jesus Christ, fucking time, man. Good grief. Like,
final verdict on Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan's Ghost War.
It's not thrilling enough to be a thriller. It's not action enough to be an action movie. It is a 90-minute long or so episode for just advertising stuff. It's a long-form advert, and it's the most advertorial film I've seen in a long-ass time. I literally let it autoplay on at the first episode of the first season of the Jack Ryan TV show, and that was like orders of magnitude better in every way. And it was like, man, you fell off, dude. You fell off.
I'll tell you what's interesting about this film is that it was pushed out there to die. I don't think it must have done particularly well in any sort of pre-screenings because I looked for it on my Amazon app, on my Amazon television, by the way, I couldn't find it for ages. I was digging around for it. I ended up going for the search function. This is a new film. It's still tagged as a new film.
Yeah.
On the app as well. And I found John Krasinski's starring turn in 13 hours on the action film thing before I found this new Jack Ryan film that was made by the people who made the television and the app.
Yeah.
It's they've hidden it away. It's not been given a promotion, has it?
I think it's been destroyed now by people online like us. I mean, when we watched Sanya Can Attest, when I turned on the TV and turned on Amazon Prime, it was there, like recommended big time. Now not so much, but then again, I have seen it already twice now. Well, watched part of it again.
Yeah.
I wonder what this film would be like if it was directed by John McTiernan.
What, if it was directed by the director who directed The Hunt for Red October?
I'm going to respin.
It'd be not shit.
It would be not shit. You know what? Denis Villeneuve.
Jesus
now
Christ.
would have a ball game.
Okay,
a ball game with this one.
Well, it wouldn't look like shit.
It would not look like shit.
It wouldn't look like a car advert. Or if it did, it'd like the world's best car advert.
It would be like a car advert that actually made you want to buy that particular car.
Yeah.
Good God. No. So Sanya, anything to add?
It's generic. It's sort of bland and forgettable, really. It feels like the movie equivalent of ChatGPT generated cartoons.
Yeah.
Spot on.
It's there, it's got something, but it's got no soul, and you'll just forget it immediately.
This could have been Spook's Ghost War, and you could have left it exactly the same, and it wouldn't have mattered.
This film could have been an email.
This film could have been an email.
There's nothing Jack Ryan about it, right? There's nothing Tom Clancy Jack Ryan about it.
Hey, he should have written a memo.
Yeah, I said that back when I talked about Shadow Recruit that it felt like a kind of generic thriller with Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan stuff kind of ironed onto it, like a cheap iron-on patch. In this case, it doesn't even feel anything like there's even the Jack Ryan stuff stuck onto it. And I will say, just one of this film's biggest sins is just the fucking stupidity of a badass moment when a villain gets gunned the fuck down and eats about 500,000 rounds from a minigun. And then he's still able to crawl towards the hero and monologue for a bit and stuff. And then the hero lets him talk for a bit and then shoots him and goes, "No hesitation." And it's like, but you hesitated for ages. You let him talk. You let him talk for ages.
Okay, you shot a dying man.
Yeah,
cool.
it's like you let
My
him.
goodness.
You let him fucking crawl around and he's dying and he's just full of holes and he's in queue waiting to be let into God's Zoom chat, and he's just fuck you, man.
It's kind of a worry, isn't it, that a film that had James Greer earlier on is espousing the virtues of the really hardline approach to anti-terror in the wake of 9/11, and then also a man shoots an hors de combat to death in the head after he's already shown the ability to speak and is able to have medical intervention to preserve his life, which is bringing back shades of Stuart Blackman, aka Marine A, from that particular war crime trial.
Fuck me.
Despite the Boy Scout that is Jack Ryan, is there not maybe an undercurrent of some really quite troubling messages in this otherwise bland thriller?
Troubling is actually the word. I mean, it's a film that totally normalizes American intelligence paramilitaries just running and gunning around the UK. There's no attempt at deconfliction. There's no kind of IFF between them and the British police involved. It's just the police these are the white guys with the AR-15s. It's fine.
No prevention of mutual interference, as we call it.
Don't shoot, boys. Don't shoot. It's fine. It's fine. It's the Americans. The Americans are back. It's fine. It's cool.
I mean, with what are the police going to shoot? They're non-existent guns, but
I don't know what Greater London police use. But
hey, man,
Americans just are like, these guys don't have guns. We don't need them to warn about anything. Just start shooting. What are they going to do? Blow a whistle?
We all witnessed the entirety of Greater London Police's armed response unit. It was like 4 guys and a riot shield, okay? But that's still 4 guys.
Probably Southampton this week.
Fucking hell. Now that's a fucking Jack Ryan movie, Jesus Christ.
There we go.
Jack Ryan gets caught up in fucking protests and gets a wheelie bin thrown at him. They get out of this stupid fucking country.
They got Greer in the head with a brick and then in the balls with another brick.
Ding Chavez got profiled. He's been arrested somewhere. We don't know where he's gone.
Yeah.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
God. Right, that's the end of that. Moving on. What else have you been watching lately this week? Anyone see some good stuff? I've got a few bits I wanted to bring up, but I don't know if you've seen them all, so I don't want to talk too long about them.
So me and Emma finally completed the entirety of the Boschverse the other week.
Epic.
So every season of Bosch, every season of Bosch Legacy, and now the first season of Ballard. And it's like, man, I'm so Bosch-pilled. Honestly, fucking brilliant. I especially loved how that one character in Ballard, who was the first possible representation of a Redditor in one of these shows. Finally, Redditors are getting the recognition they deserve. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger.
Amazing. Wild.
Yeah.
Finally, their cake day has come.
Happy Cake Day. Does the narwhal bacon at midnight or? Sick. But yeah,
Wonderful.
excellent stuff.
Yeah, really good. I like the slightly different tone that Ballad has. Slightly lighter tone, only slightly.
It does it's kind of like it's got that West LA kind of tone about it. Like it's a spiritual successor to Cisco Pike. No, it's not, but it's like in roughly the same geographical area, which I did think was kind of cool. Slightly different tone, but that one particular scene in the episode when they go to visit Suspect and his mom's there and she's like the weirdest person in the world and she's like, after the apocalypse all that's gotta be left is cockroaches and cop shows and that's just fine by me. It's like, yeah, hook that to my fucking veins. That came out of nowhere. That came out of goddamn nowhere. Hook it to my veins, man. Put the driver in and leave it on overnight. Brilliant stuff.
Wonderful.
Uncanny Valley.
Great stuff. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. Similar to everything we've talked about so far has been an Amazon show, hasn't it?
Fucking hell. Hi, welcome to Clear and Present Dudes. We are sponsored by Amazon and NordVPN, which Sanya is going to use to watch Amazon content, aren't you, Sanya?
I've got one more Amazon show. Amazon, obviously, in their great hunt to procure every production company and profile going. I think they recently acquired MGM, which had the Sony license to Spider-Man. Anyway, long story short, I've watched Spider-Noir with Nicolas Cage.
What happened to your face?
I walked into a door.
How many times?
Guys, have you seen this yet?
No, but
Right.
I'm hearing only good things, man.
Right. So for the things I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to do spoilers. So
Unlike Ruari.
Yeah. So Spider-Noir. So if you've seen the Into the Spider-Verse animated movie and the Beyond the Spider-Verse or whatever, those ones with Miles Morales, and there's a animated character called Spider-Noir, and he's like a noir detective, but he's also Spider-Man, and he speaks like and all these like sort of idioms and general like, yeah, she kind of bit of toots, yeah. So basically, Nicolas Cage is that character essentially, and it's set in like the 1920s after like World War One in New York, and he's like a private eye, and he's like doing the solving cases and stuff at the beginning of it, and they're very clear to say that, oh, this guy changed his name and now he goes by Ben Reilly, which for comic book people is the name of the guy who plays like Scarlet Spider-Man in the comics. And the reason they've done that is because there's like all this kind of contractual red tape you've got to go through when you take a project like a Spider-Man thing. And Peter Parker is not allowed to like drink, smoke, shoot anybody, like cause bloodshed on screen and that. But Ben Reilly can get like shit-faced, can use his webs to make a guy shoot a Tommy gun into another guy.
Yes.
He can like smoke, walk around in these pants. and be Nicolas Cage. So yeah, it's really good. There's a big gimmick of it, which is that you can watch it in color and watch it in black and white. There's been reports online, and we had the same issues that you struggles to like figure out which one you've picked. So we watched an episode in black and white, and then it chopped it back to color. On the next one, I had to go back in and out of the app to like try and get to the point where I could select it again. Pain in the arse. Not worth messing around with. Apart from that, it is definitely designed to be watched in black and white, and it looks fantastic in black and white. There's in that whole thing that you see like 30s and 40s films where they've got like matte backdrops that look like not real but are good enough, and they look fine in black and white. If you watch it in color, it just looks like shonky and cheap, even though it was obviously really expensive. So yeah, it looks fantastic in black and white. Supporting cast is fantastic. Brendan Gleeson is great as like the main big bad gangster guy, Irish gangster. Really, really cool. Again, like all the kind of special effects and stuff, again, look better in black and white than they do in color as well. We watched a bit of both just to kind of compare. Yeah, really good. Yeah, really, really entertaining.
Yes, you're selling this to me very well, I've got to say.
Yeah. There's some very it like treads the line between like sort of serious, like noir kind of grim stuff, and like all the comedic stuff. And they use the character pretty well as well. Like he's not like mainline movie Peter Parker of like limitless athletic ability, like limitless powers. Like this guy gets worn out. He's got a bit of rubber on the tire. He's like,
yes, get in.
He's
I feel that.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, it's really relatable as far as
honestly. I fucking love Nicolas Cage in general.
They do a really cool thing with the character as well, that unlike Peter Parker, who is like just a human boy with the abilities of a spider, like this guy is like had a bit of a Brundlefly situation going on where his mind is melded a bit with the spider element, and he has to like remember how to be human. So you see like bits of him in this is a bit spoilery, so the guy's like skip it like half a minute if you don't want the spoiler, but there's bits where he sits in a movie theater and watches these Jim Cagney films and like quotes them as he's watching them. And I thought, oh, that's just like Nicolas Cage wanted to do that because it was fun. But then they call back to it, and it's like, no, he sat in a movie theaters for years after he like had the bite that made him into Spider-Man, so he could like relearn what it was like to be a human. And he's based his whole like over the top noir personality off noir movies, which again like self-feeding kind of like thing. So it becomes a noir pastiche because the character's a noir pastiche because he like was referencing noir movies, and Nicolas Cage nails it. It's really good.
So amazing. He's downloaded James Cagney's personality. I love that. This is a very much a literally me moment. I might like rewatch White Heat at some point and then start calling people toots and stuff and just like talking a bit faster. See, like
it's cool. Yeah, it's really good. Like I'm Spider-Man. Oh, and I forgot to mention Lamorne Norris as well from Lamorne Morris. Sorry, Winnie the Bish from New Girl's in it, and he's fantastic. Yeah. He's really good. Yeah, he's fantastic.
It has been multiple episodes since we mentioned New Girl, by the way.
Oh, well, there we go.
So, yes.
We tick that one. Days without a New Girl mention. 0.
Ding.
Want to shout out Spider-Noir. That was really cool. You mentioned at the beginning of the pod, Widow's Bay.
I'm Tom Loftus.
Oh, Tom. Nice to meet you, Arthur.
You want to grab some coffee?
No, I'm good. Jerry was just taking me through some of your history.
Oh, that's great. Yes, well, remarkable story.
I was talking to the guy on the ferry, and he said something odd.
What was that?
We said bad things happen here.
There is something about these seafaring towns. The superstitions, their tall tales. I find it charming myself. What town doesn't have a checkered past?
Was there cannibalism?
No. I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
Apple TV's Widow's Bay, starring Matthew Rhys, Root, and Cato Flynn is the kind of the breakaway star from it. It is a TV series written by Kate Dippold, who was primarily most famous for writing Parks and Rec. It was a sort of big credit before this. So the premise is, it's been described as like Stephen King and Parks and Rec merged together, and it basically is. So it's set in like a little island 40 miles off the coast of Maine in the northeast of America. And it's like this little cursed island, which is like cursed by a million odd things. But there's one mayor who's played by Matthew Rhys, who's like trying to turn it into like a tourist hotspot. But like all the curses of the island are like conspiring against him. And he's got like a really small staff in the mayor's office. And one of them is this woman, Patricia, played by Kate O'Flynn, who's from Manchester, actually, or Derby, I think, but she's English anyway. She gets like, there's 2 episodes so far. We're up to episode 9 comes out tomorrow in our timeline. Yeah, she's had 2 episodes at the minute that have been focused on her, and they've both been the breakaway standout episodes of the season. Fantastic show. Hilarious and genuine scares at the same time. Like, it's just... someone's took a real shot at it and just let the creators go with it. You've had some really good like guest directors coming in with some real good horror credits and stuff as well. It is phenomenal. Can't like shout about it enough. I'm obsessed. It's fantastic.
Hell yeah, man! It sounds freaking amazing. We were gonna watch some of it, but it was like, I'm gonna have to get a Paramount 1-week trial, and the season doesn't finish in like a week's time. It's like,
it's Apple TV Plus show.
I also don't have Apple TV.
Yeah, but what I was going to say was, what you should do is, if you want to watch all of it, give it like two more weeks.
Yeah.
And then a 10-episode run will be out. Get it for a short term on a trial, watch it all, and then try and work your way for the rest of the Apple TV log, because it's definitely the best streamer at the minute for content. But yeah, phenomenal. Yeah, really good.
Good, man.
My final bit of news, chaps, is that I recently got an unlimited like loyalty deal thing at a local cinema. So I've been hitting up the cinema a lot more than I used to, and it's let me go and see some stuff that I wouldn't have ordinarily bothered going to see. So I went to go and see I went to see Hokum the other day, which is really good. It's a horror film starring Adam Scott, which is based around like Irish mythology loosely. It is a supernatural horror film written by Damian McCarthy, Irish director, who would what was his last couple of films? He did Caveat and Oddity. That's it. That's the 2 films he did. So Caveat's the one about the guy in the house, wandering around the house, trying to piece together like what mystery had taken place there. That was a really terrifying film. And then he did Oddity, which was like, all these films kind of share like a loose continuity. And it's a psychic who owns like a shop full of like it says, oddities, and when she touches the items, she can like see the histories that's associated to the items. And her sister had recently been killed, and she moves into the house randomly of her sister's like ex-fella, who's got a new wife, and says, I'm just going to come here for a bit and try and figure out what happened to my sister. And they're like too polite to tell her to go away. And she's like blind as well. And she brings with her in a big wooden chest like a golem, which she gets out and like sits on the dining table, and like she does like these things to it, like she puts holes in its head and she puts like vials of blood in it and like bits of hair and stuff to like create the connection kind of thing. And yeah, it's wild. And it turns out that, funny old thing, like spoilers for the movie Oddity from several years ago, but spoilers, the ex-fella is the one who's responsible for putting a hit on his wife, essentially. For the most narcissistic reason in the world, which was that he wanted to break up with her, but he thought that breaking up with her would break her heart so much, so I just get her killed instead. And stuff happens, and you'll be glad to know that the golem comes to life at the very end.
I just love that, like, there's the concept of a portable golem. I think it's brilliant. It's like,
it looks terrifying.
Do you think a golem would be cabin luggage, or would you have to give it up at the airport? Is it check-in luggage?
That's a check-in. That's a check-in, definitely.
I mean,
is it like, you think it's the same thing like musical instruments, where you need to give them a ring beforehand and go like, hey, I've got a valuable item, I've got a golem I'd like to take to New York.
Do you check it in as like a pet? Like you put it in a crate?
Well, do you need to reserve a seat for it?
It's
fucking don't mind my golem, mate.
The fucking feeling when you're sitting in economy and the golem before you reclines their seat.
We talked about Oddity there loads, but that isn't the film I saw. I saw Hokum, which is the new film by Damian McCarthy, which stars Adam Scott as an author who travels to a remote hotel on an island, unaware that the hotel is haunted. And he's basically, he plays really against type, or maybe, I don't know, I say against type. Adam Scott, obviously Parks and Rec again, was really, really great in that show and played a really lovable character in the form of Benji Wyatt. But if you see him in like most other stuff, he plays a total dickhead. He's really good at being a total arsehole, like in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Step Brothers, Hot Tub Time Machine 2. And in this film, he is also a really horrible shit. He plays a character called Bowerman, that is the unit of measurement, barman, and he's an American author struggling to finish his conclusion of his successful Conquistador trilogy. And then he decides to go to this hotel island where his mother and father had their honeymoon so that he can spread the ashes of both their parents because his father recently died. You get to the hotel, it's really creepy. There's like a creepy old man in a wheelchair who owns the place, who's talking to these two random children about like how there's witches that like shackle you to a chain and drag you through the underworld where creatures will pluck away at your eyes and your penis and stuff. Really creepy. Anyway, he gets shit-faced in the bar that night, is incredibly rude to one person and burns him with a hot spoon. Can't flash the hot spoon. And kind of really fails to make friends with the bartender, this woman called Fiona, and then goes up to his room and promptly tries to kill himself. Weeks later, he wakes up from the hospital and tries to go back to the hotel to try and like collect his belongings which are at the hotel and apologize to this bartender, only to find out that the next night she'd gone missing. And he goes and tries to look for her with the help of a local guy who lives in the woods called Jerry, who drinks milk laced with magic mushrooms. It's mental. They break back into the hotel. He goes up to like this haunted room, which is like the honeymoon suite, and scary shit happens. And I won't say any more to spoil the movie, but that is like the sort of premise of it. Fantastic. Really, really, really creepy. Has a bit of a slow burn at the start, but I think that's to kind of like soak you into the atmosphere. Yeah, it is wild. The only thing I would say, it's gamma-wise incredibly dark to watch. So you have to like, it's almost like you have to turn up the brightness of your screen until the Adam Scott is barely visible, and then and then watch the movie. But yeah, there you go. That's Hokum. Big recommend for me on that as well. I think it's probably come to the end of its cinematic run though, so we'll have to give it a few weeks and then catch it on streaming. But yeah.
Speaking about films and SponCon as well, to do some SponCon for myself. The film that I did the soundtrack for, the feature film Ropes, has now been released in its entirety on YouTube as Ropes, the Entire Mystery. So that's something that I'm really, really pleased to hear. It's an excellent film. It's just this really ambitious screen life project that my friend Gary Sykes that I worked with started making during lockdown as a lockdown project. It was mainly self-filmed by a multitude of actors involved with it. I got involved in doing the score and the soundtrack for it, and yeah, you can find it on YouTube, and it's really cool. So since we're shouting out films with non-thriller content, I thought I'd just kind of put my oar in there and say check out Ropes, the Entire Mystery. Yeah.
Cool. Before we wrap up, has anyone got any final recommendations of stuff they've seen? Could be books, could be TV, could be music, could be anything really.
Recommend people have a check out of Reacher season 3 in time for our reach around when the three of us are back in the same rough continental area and jacking around.
Cool. Right, cool. Well, that's kind of brought us to the end of this very short episode of Clear and Present Dudes, where we talk smack about Jack Ryan Ghost World, or what
Smack Ryan, if you will.
Smack Ryan.
Hold on, do you see Jack Ryan Ghost World? Because that would be an infinitely better fucking film.
Jack Ryan befriends Steve Buscemi.
That would be so good. Jack Ryan Ghost World. That would actually, fund it, please. Like fucking John Krasinski and Thora Birch, you know, like she's the new replacement of Kathy Ryan, or maybe she's the latest person to play Kathy Ryan.
Well, isn't she not? Is she not the same actress who plays little Sally Ryan or whatever her name was?
Jesus fucking hell! My
she
God.
Was. There you go. It all connects. Right. Anyway,
it all connects.
Cool. Okay, right. Well, what I will say is if anyone's watched any of the stuff we've talked about and wants to pop some comments in or engage with us more broadly, please get in touch. Comments, YouTube comments, Discord, which is linked on all my socials, but no one's ever goes on. Yeah, that would be good to get that kickstarted. And I think maybe if we do some episodes like this a little bit more often, where we just talk about general broad stuff, it might encourage some more discussion. So let us know what you thought of Spider-Noir. Let us please. Somebody join me in the adoration for Patricia on Widow's Bay, Our Lady Patricia, and somebody please also engage with us on the films of Damian McCarthy, or any other good horror at the minute. I'm going through a bit of a horror thing at the minute. I've watched Ready or Not 2 I've bought but I haven't watched yet. and other bits and bobs, some classic stuff. John Carpenter's The Fog recently as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, going through a bit of a horror summer. My wife's getting a bit from out by it.
Also, like watching the news.
It's some like you're saying it's Scared Boy Summer.
Scared Boy Summer. That's what it is. Eek! It's Scared Boy Summer.
We are so fucking back. Zoinks!
Yeah.
Running around the apartment with a torch in my hand at night. Just, I'm still annoyed.
Jinkies, boys. It's Scared Boy Summer.
These boys, fuck me, get in the mystery machine, man. Yeah.
That's enough, Mike. Get in the mystery machine.
Indeed. So also please just generally like and subscribe, all the usual stuff. Yeah, our YouTube following is slowly but steadily growing, which is nice. Our Spotify following is probably plateaued. And I don't know about the rest of the figures. Never mind. But cool. Yeah, happy days. Thanks very much for your engagement. Please like, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. Until next time, hopefully don't know when that's going to be. Maybe a month, maybe longer. We have been Clear and present
dudes.
Hey.